All right, and we are live with Redsflame.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself in the run?
Yeah, okay, so hello everybody, welcome. It's hello Fangame Marathoners. Hopefully everyone is having a pretty good day. Well, good morning from me to you. It's pretty early in the morning. It's the caffeine hours right now. So this is Gensokyo Night Festival. This, just bear with me here. There's a little bit of a there's quite a bit to talk about in this game to start out with. So this game in particular actually happens to be a early access game. It hasn't been released. The full release of this game hasn't been out yet. It first popped up. It's available on Steam. It's been available since 2019. Let's say like fall 2019, I would say. As a form of a first chapter. Well, in the following year, 2020, a second chapter was added into this game. Still early access, and then you have chapter 3, which actually happens to be it became available late 2023. So from 2020 was chapter 2, and fast forward to 2023, you have a chapter 3, which happens to be in the form of a beta, which is what I will be showing off here today in Gensokyo Night Festival. I'll be showing off from chapter 1 all the way to the beta version of chapter 3. So the beta version actually happens to be the most recent portion of the game that was worked on. It's not an official release. It's available to everybody on Steam, but it kind of went in as you could say kind of like a ghost update, and so it kind of flew under the radar for those who stopped following the game for it being so long in early access. But this is probably one of the first Toho games that I have, Toho Project Fangames that I have played, and eventually I just picked it up for shits and giggles. There isn't really a category for this game. I just kind of made up Booze Cruise percent because it's too long, don't read. This story just basically happens to be you play as Suika Ibuki from first appearing in Toho 7.5, which happens to be one of the fighter games. It's not one of the bullet hell games, but a fighter game. She appeared in that game, but she's the main character in this game, and the main point is just to basically everybody's basically bored and they want to have a festival. So what I'm gonna do is basically go out, get some booze for the party, as well as find other Tohos within the game and invite them over to the shrine for some drinks. Cheers. So that probably sums it up for most things. So if I'll try to keep an eye on chat the best that I can, so bear with me here, please. So if anyone has any questions, just feel free to. I'll try to keep an eye out and answer whatever I can, the best that I can. But yes, again, this is a Toho Project fan game, and let me showcase what I have for you guys. I don't know if a tech member has anything to say before I start up.
No, sounds sick. Let's get this party started.
Yeah, okay, so give me 1 second here.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna delete this save file real quick. Okay, so timer starts once I select start game, and then the timer will stop. I'll give the audible mention, but the timer stops in the final hit of the final boss here. So
sounds good.
Yeah, so here we go. 3, 2, 1, start. There you go. Yeah, so we start out with Suika Ibuki. She's just basically mentioning that she just wants to make her way over to the shrine because she's pretty bored and knows that boredom in Gensokyo just means starting some kind of incident up, some kind of bad stuff. So here in this first part of the first part right here is just a little bit of a tutorial portion, just kind of teaching you how to play. Fortunately, I kind of know how to play, or at least I want to think I do. So this is like a Metroidvania style, but there isn't any kind of there isn't kind of like ability upgrades or anything like that. It's just pretty straightforward and it's pretty straightforward. And one major thing about this game that you'll see is this game it's pretty finicky, but the visual aspect of this game is absolutely beautiful. So if you might just you'd like just take a look at the visual aspect of the game and check that out and just add it. It's a very short but extremely beautiful game to check out. So here we're gonna get the it's gonna teach us about grazing, and what grazing does is just basically allows us to kind of phase through bullets without getting hurt. You can either do that in the form of a dash that I'm doing right now, or in the form of a jump, a form of a jump turning into mist mode. So what you see here is just me going into mist mode. And our main movement in this game is going to be a jump attack into a Danmaku shot bullet. You'll see that jump attack, Danmaku shot, and then I teleport to where the Danmaku shot bullet lands. And it's basically a kind of like a quick travel, but the thing about that is that you have to hit a solid object. You can't just fire it off and then manually trigger it to spawn. So here we're gonna find our first Gensokyo resident that we're gonna invite over to the shrine. Cherno, the strongest. Say hello to Cherno. If anybody has any Toho emotes, please post them down in chat, please. I'd love to take a look at any Toho emotes from across various channels and whatnot. So we invited Cherno over to the shrine for some booze. So now we're gonna get into our first major boss fight, which is gonna be Rumia from Toho 6. She's the first boss from Toho 6, and what you're gonna see here is like a little bit of a cheese strat, which is gonna be a quick tap up as well as dashing and doing the aerial attack. It's gonna come out in like it's basically it comes out in a really fast frame. So it's really easy to spam and cancel out of. So you can just kind of like rinse and repeat. Right there, what you just saw, it happens to be us acquiring the ability of the Oni Spirit Bomb, which is something we're supposed to get for progression, but I'll explain that in a little bit. So we're just keep an eye on the visuals of the fight here. It's pretty beautiful, if I would kind of say so myself. But yeah, the mist allows us to kind of go through a lot of the bullets here without taking too much damage, but I kind of want to get her HP to a little threshold. So what I'm going to do here is, I don't have to do this, but I kind of want to see if I can take her out with the Oni Bomb. Well, no, missed it. Okay, we'll just take her out just the normal way. See, and once you beat up a Toho, they just kind of burst into fireworks. It's pretty neat, I would say. So we're going to invite her over to the shrine. So there's another portion behind this stage boss fight right here that we're supposed to kind of go through, but like we don't really need it. There's a little bit of a weird check that gives us the ability that we're supposed to acquire over there. But okay, so here's where we're supposed to use the Oni Spirit Bomb. But if you look down at the bottom, there's two little gauges that you might have seen. One just kind of go over to the left side, but that is my density and my sparseness gauge. That changes up the properties of Suika. It either makes her dense if you if you charge it up over to the left side, or you can make her even more sparse if you charge it over to the right side. We're not really going to use the sparseness, but we're just the more denser version is actually going to be pretty important. So here we're going to get our final fight of the first chapter. Any Marisa enjoyers? She has a really, really big hat. So you see that she has an HP bar at the top. There we go. Just teaching us that we have gourds that we can heal. If you take a look at that bottom left of the screen there, you see that we have gourds that we can use to heal ourselves. But yes, this is the Marisa fight. So you see at the top, right above us in the center, you see the blue bar happens to be her HP bar, and right under that, it's something you could say like a stagger gauge. Once it fills up, she'll just basically... Oh, Master Spark. Check out the Master Spark. Yo. Well, anyways, you'll see that once the stagger gauge fills up, she's gonna... There you go. Oops, she still fired wrong. I'm just gonna wait for her to... Yeah, you kind of don't want to get in that. It doesn't do a lot of damage right now, but it's still not something that you want to... It's big spooky. It's big spooky. There you go. Just be a little patient here. Yeah, so once the stagger gauge fills up, she basically just becomes just an easy target. Be a little mindful there. There you go. Hey, you see like pretty quickly the amount of damage that the spin attack really does. Okay, well that's Marisa. And for my case, you'll see at the top left, the green gauge happens to be my HP bar, and I actually I have a stamina bar, which is that blue bar. I use a little bit of that as I dash and kind of just float, go into mist form through the air. It's a little bit of management, but the stamina bar recovers pretty quickly, so we don't have to worry about it too much. Just as long as we keep an eye on it, we should be okay. So what happened here is that Reimu actually in charge Marisa of going to go get drinks, but she was just not having it. She was being lazy. She found me and just kind of pushed over the task on me. So here now we're actually going on the real booze. We're going on a beer run right now, or a sake run. So we're actually gonna go down over to Former Helm to find an Oni. And you know, if anybody knows anything about Onis, and Onis know how to drink. So shout out to Orin, any cat enjoyers. Orin meow. She's from Toho Subterranean Animism. She has her human form right now, but like when we kind of stay stationary for a little bit, she'll turn into her cat form. So here we're gonna get our flare. You see that the cave is really dark. We unlock the flare, we're gonna switch over to it. I don't really need to use it, but this is actually a very beautiful aspect of the game. Like the shadows and the lighting in this section is actually really nice. You see that's a little bit of lanterns over here. There's a secret little tunnel here where we're gonna find our another Toho, Kisume, also from Subterranean Animism. Yeah, so these little shrines are like little save points, and when you save into them, you launch off a set of fireworks. Yeah, nice. Okay, well, just continue back into the caves here. You'll see that there's like little crystals there, and once you kind of, yeah, you'll see mostly here as I throw one in there, there's a bunch of crystals. You see the shadows just kind of follow along the bit there. Okay, so there's a secret tunnel here, and welcome to anybody like hot springs. So if you throw a flare right here, you'll see that there is the symbol of T Basira, like right above my head right here. Right here. That is the symbol that the creator of this game, oh yeah, the creator of this game, I'm sorry I didn't mention that, happens to be T Basira. And they kind of, in this third chapter update, they added a bunch of secret hot springs that you can find. There's another one right here that we can check out. They only really they don't have too much of a use besides just kind of refilling your HP and stamina. So yeah, but I mean, it is something cool to find, you know? It's kind of one of those secrets like, oh yeah, I didn't know this was here. This is basically just one of those. Yeah, so we're just gonna continue through the caves down here, and we're actually making our way over. Oh, so there's a little bit of a funny property. When you do the dash teleport next to one of those skull things, they kind of trip out and go on a high blaze run. Here's another Toho, Yamamen. Also from Subterranean Animism. They're pretty much in the places they would be like in the game, in the actual world of Gensokyo. So we basically lost Orin. We don't know where she went, but there she is. She's plotting. If anyone has any cats, you know, cats are always plotting something. So we finally reached the former capital, as you see right there in the first street. We're just gonna continue on. We're trying to find, actually, what we're trying to find is Yugi. I think there's a little bit of a cool section here that we're about to come up to. I'm kind of just gonna walk my way through it. If you take a look at the front there, you see Orin just run by. You see a little kitty prince on the top there. It's really cute. Anyways, so here, we're gonna find another Toho character here. We're supposed to drop down here. We're gonna just do a little bit of a quick teleporting here. We're gonna find Parse. It's radiating her green jealousy. So, and what you actually do when you invite them over is give them a good old high five. Put her up there, pal. So we find Yugi, and she thinks we're having too much fun and wants to have fun too. So the best way to have fun is to go ahead and just fight your friends. To pass some time. Yugi actually happens to be a little bit of a scary boss here. So here we're gonna use our bomb. We're gonna charge over. Yeah, it transforms her Danmaku bullets into mine. Okay, so we're gonna play a little bit of a tennis here. So I mentioned earlier that there's a sparseness gauge and a density gauge. Okay, nice. Dense gauge over at the bottom. If you charge it over to either one side or the other, you can hold down hold down and attack, and any bullet within the radius becomes your bullet, which is why the bullets that she spawns out after I bomb basically just start chasing her down and following her as long as I'm in within radius. So every other, you see that her HP bar has like extra little bars over there to the side next to it. I wanna kind of be a little bit careful. Like the more the orb just kind of bounces back, it'll deal that much more damage. But anytime she hits it back, it actually deals damage to her. As you'll check it out right now, it should take her out. Yeah, we'll take out 1 bar. So each of those bars happens to be a full HP bar. We do a bomb here, make those bullets mine. They kind of do quite a bit of damage to her. So we're gonna do the final tennis portion. And this part is a little bit scary because this is when this can drag out for a little bit, and at the same time, like I mentioned before, it'll just deal that much more damage. Oops, messed it up. So either that would have taken out instantly, or potentially could have almost taken me out. But as you seen, it took out about like 3/4 of my health, and it gets faster each time it gets bounced back. Right. Okay, nice. All right. It's a little bit of a scary fight if you're not ready for it. Luckily enough, you do got quite a bit of gourds that you can use to heal yourself up, so you don't have to worry about it too much, but you still want to just kind of manage it a little bit. So our fight was a little too epic, so the little portion where I came from got blocked off by some falling cave portions. Yeah, it's a super gamer fight. Okay, so we're gonna continue. She tells us we can basically exit from a different area, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna head out back. We're actually right now we're entering the Palace of the Earth Spirits, which happens to be Satori's place from Toho, also subterranean animism. That's where subterranean animism usually just that's where it takes place, basically in like the underground. So we get Koishi here, Satori's sister. She's the next Toho character we're gonna find for this section. Unfortunately, Satori is not in here, but her sister is, which, you know, it's fine. Okay, so we run into Odin again. It's kind of like, where you been? And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm just chilling. So checks out. Well, checks out. But now we're heading over to a little special area. There we go. Now we're like in a hotter portion of hell right here. Okay, so we lose Odin again. We find her again, and she basically sets us up. She blows up the bridge. You can't do anything about it. And right under the bridge actually happens to be a teleport point that teleports us to this section. Actually, if we can't go up from where we spawned in, but that's just a little bit of a gimmick there. So we're like in the caves again. We'll just continue forward since we got a little bit of lighting. We don't need to worry too much about the flares. Yeah, like you get the flares, but it's like a little bit of a small portion that they are useful. So here we're actually in the new, it's a factory that we're in right now. I forgot the name of it. Yeah, okay, so this little portion here doesn't want to open up, so we're just gonna take another route and see what we can do here. But we're like in a factory right now. The power happens to be off, which is why everything is kind of dark and gloomy right now. Okay. Just continue about teleporting here. Okay. Also, and yeah, so we lost Odin one more time. We don't know where she went, but that's just how it be. So we're gonna do a little bit of a safety save, and anytime you save, it fills up your gourd count. So you kind of want to try to save whenever you can. It doesn't really take too long, as well as just filling up your gourd counts can be important. Some enemies, not just the enemies, but bosses can really do a lot of damage. Again, we are in chapter 2. We punch the control panel, and as all good machines work after a good little beating, the power of the factory is now live, so everything, all little traps and whatnot are basically active at the moment. So we're gonna take a little bit of a detour here. We're gonna activate this little missile pod here. We're gonna try to get it to break this. The only spirit bomb or any other attack that you do cannot break that. You can only break it using the missiles. And then what you get is Nitori. Everyone is a favorite engineer Kappa. let's take a little bit of a shortcut here. Down. Okay, nice. Well, yeah, so again, the game has been in early access for quite a bit of time, and yes, this is still in the second chapter. Each chapter happens to have 2 bosses. We fought one of the bosses already, and we're getting close to the second boss for the second chapter here. So we're getting closer and closer to the core of what's going on here. So here in this water section, there actually happens to be a really strong current, and the game actually wants you to use your density meter to kind of like raise your density to swim through it, but you can actually kind of cheese it a little bit by using the mist ability. So feel free, peep the back. You got, again, the game has extremely beautiful visuals, so peep the back that it happens to be the nuclear reactor core. So we find Odin, and we find out that Odin's the one that basically broke that chunk of rock that forced us to come this way. So we're about to get into a fight with Odin, and Oku just appears and it's like, hey, I want some of this fight too. So it's a 2-on-1. So check their names out. Rin Kandio, Agent of Chaos. She is actually a very troublesome character to fight up against, so we want to take her out as soon as we can. She is going to be our main focus. We'll deal with Oku later. Oku's attacks are ginormous, as you can see right now. They're really big. Luckily enough, you have quite a bit of... This is a big arena and you have quite a bit of space, but the one character that clutters the screen is Odin, so I kind of really want to focus on her first. And the more you hit her, it kind of stunts her a little bit. Oku. It stunts her a little bit, and you can just kind of somewhat put her like in a stun lock. Okay, there we go. Got Odin out. It's Oku. Peep Oku was big attacks. She's like a nuclear bird, which is why you see a lot of the what would be those radiation symbols there. And she, if I remember correctly from the lore, she ate Yaragarasu, so she has the like what would be like the power of the sun, which is why you see those little sun portion. The mini sun's just coming down. Okay. There you go. She's a little like it's funny enough because like it's a pretty big stage and you have like a small little there she goes. Okay, there we go. And there's like a little bit of it's a small sprite, so it's pretty easy to lose her especially within her attacks that happen to be again really big. All right, so we take her out, and she is the final boss for the second chapter. Why did they want to fight us? Well, they're bored, and again, the one thing you do in Gensokyo when you're bored is you get into fights with people, which happens to be it's a lot of people would mention that Gensokyo happens to be a very dangerous place. So it's raining. It's raining on our parade. It's sad. So we're gonna talk to Reimu. Reimu just pretty upset about why it's raining. But she finds out that it's raining. She mentions heavens, and oh, I want to show this real quick because it'll be easier to show this. So there's a little bit of a special thing ordeal here for this shrine specifically. This is a save point here, but if you spam to save for quite a bit of time, Suika does a little bit of a cool dance here. If I can pull it off. There it goes. Look at her dance. There you go. Nice. Okay. So I actually I was practicing like at least like a couple of days ago, and I barely found out about that. I didn't know that was a part of the game. Actually, that's pretty cool though. Oh, and that's the only save point that you can do that in. Any other save point you cannot do that in. It's only available at the shrine save point. So what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna head to a different area. Reimu put us up to. She put us up to a little bit of a task because there's a little bit of a weather incident and we know how to deal with it properly. And oh boy, we're gonna deal with it all right. No way we're just gonna have somebody raining on our parade here. We're gonna make our way over to the yokai. We're gonna make our way up to the yokai mountain. There you go, that's where we're going. So here we go. So here we get our mandatory fights. These happen to be Crow Tengus that we're fighting right now. We're gonna do also not only does the dense bomb take enemy Danmaku bullets and turn them into yours. Oh yeah, nice. So because this is a beta version, it's really finicky. As I mentioned before, it's a little bit wonky, and sometimes you get debug commands of characters that were supposed to be in the game, but they're not. And if you try to high five them, they'll just turn into Nitori. But they do tell you what character was supposed to be there. So if anybody likes Hina Kageyama, this would be where Hina Kageyama would be. But yeah, so yeah, the third chapter had a extremely rough development, and I think it came to the point where I think the dev just said, I did my best, you can have whatever has what is available, and that's just why we have this. We did start we are currently in chapter 3 now, by the way. I started to mention that a little bit sooner, but yes, we are now in chapter 3 of Gensokyo Night Festival, as well as this. From here on, we are in beta. We are in the beta portion of the game. So yeah, we're just continuing to make our way up the Yokai Mountain here. And the Yokai Mountain is basically just crawling with Tengu. This is like a Tengu area here, which is why you see like a lot of these crow Tengus. Here's a little bit of another mandatory fight. Yeah. Oof. So I was mentioning that any Danmaku bullet caught in the radius does become yours, but not only that, any enemy caught in the radius has a bunch of bombs basically planted into them, and they kind of just blow up, which is why you saw the crow Tengu blow up. Okay, so here is Momiji. Maybe everybody likes some Momiji. That's another Toho character we're gonna invite over to the shrine here. We're gonna run into Murasa here. Murasa here in the back. She happens to be a ship phantom, so she's kind of riding a ship, and I think she was set up to go to heaven to go do something. She asked us if we wanted to ride, and we're just like, nah, we're just we'll cruise our way. We'll cruise our way over there. Shout outs to the Scarlet Devil Mansion. Back over there, you see like in the distance, you see like once I go away, once I get close here, it'll zoom into the back. So, and peep the visuals as well. So here we have Aya, but we're not gonna talk to her. If we got a little bit of time, I can always come back to Aya and just kind of goof around with her a little bit. She actually has a little bit of a race section. It's a little bit of a race portion for Aya that we aren't gonna do. We're gonna get close to here. We're gonna take the carts all the way to the top, the railway carts to the top. So you'll see right under my stamina bar there, you see like a little gauge. I think that the blue gauge is the HP of the cart, but it's kind of hard to tell because it doesn't really break. It's never really went down all the way on me, so I'm not sure what really happens here. But yes, we use bombs to clear a lot of these enemies out pretty quickly and just kind of just style on them a little bit. There you go. So yes, Aya happens to be a bunch of races, but even if you clear all of Aya's races, I think it's about 5 races separately, they're extremely difficult. They are really, really hard. But not only, you don't really get anything from beating them, so you do mention to Aya like, hey, come over to the shrine, but she's like, yeah, I'll go to the shrine, but doesn't show up once you're there. I'll show all the other Tohos that we have gathered once I head back to the shrine again. After the end of every chapter, you head over back to the shrine. But here we're supposed to have them. So we're here at the Moriya Shrine. The Moriya Shrine crew is actually supposed to be here. You might find them in a debug command. I don't know how it pops up. It pops up randomly. There might be a kind of a way to trigger it, but I haven't really figured that out yet. So there's mines here. Gonna blow up these rocks. Not gonna do anything in here. You can't. Oh, Misumato. That's the first. There's a little bit of like a mine section here. I'm not gonna just do too much in here. There you go. Take the cart all the way down. There happens to be a mine close over to the Moriya Shrine. Let's see if I can find Misumato here. I do not see her anywhere. Okay, well, we'll just make our way back over to the... Oh, there she is. Okay. Well, that's not Misumato, that's Nitori, but you know, that's where she would be, which is why his a debug command is kind of popping up. So you see that the game has a lot of different little portions, and I think a lot of Toho characters were meant to appear for this, but it's unfortunate, but yeah. But so here's there's like strong winds kind of pushing us away, but we're gonna just teleport. We're gonna teleport through it. So here's gonna be a little bit of an interesting place. There's gonna be lightning raining down on us. So we're gonna try to just clear this area as fast as we can. And lightning hurts so much. It does a lot of damage. If it doesn't deal damage to you, it drains your stamina out completely. And we need stamina to teleport. So you don't want to get hit, but it's kind of hard to avoid it if you want to go fast. Yeah, it's 2 hits and I'm already down to about like a quarter HP. There's a little bit of a cool section here. I like showing this. There it is. Peep the shrine. Okay, so like this is what I want to mention, like the density meter here. Sparseness to the right, density over to the left side. I'm gonna reset right here. I'm trying to walk through, but there's a really strong wind pushing me back. But I'm gonna raise my density and I can just walk through it just fine. So this is another hot spring that we can just kind of heal through. So right next to me right here, you'll see the symbol of T-Boss. Oh, I got rid of my density, so like it just threw me off to the left. Okay, well, just continue on. It's just basically like a heal point. Get a little bit of my HP back. So again, we're just gonna keep teleporting through here, try to, or should be close to done. Okay, there you go. There's actually a little bit of a reason why the lightning is chasing us, and she is right here. She is the reason that the lightning is striking at us. She thinks we were a good lightning rod, so she was striking the lightning at us. So for that, we're gonna beat her up. She's not the character we're actually going after. She's not the reason the rain is starting over at the shrine. Iku, this is Iku Nagai, Dragon Palace Messenger. You'll see at the top right there. She hurts a lot. She does crazy damage, which is probably the scariest of the bosses. I'm gonna push her back down. Your attacks can influence her. It kind of, and you see how like I'm attacking her, she kind of starts floating up a little bit. But anytime she gets a little too high, I'm gonna do a neutral. Ooh, that's a super scary attack. Gotta be mindful of this one. This one chases you down as well. It has a really massive coverage. Oh man, should do it again. So I'm just gonna continue to do the bombs, mine my HP. It's, you notice again the bombs, the density bomb summons the bombs on her and hits her pretty hard. So see how she's kind of floating up a little bit. I'm gonna smack her back down real quick. There you go. It consists of a neutral attack and a downwards input. Yes. Oh man, I'm gonna see if I can do a Noni Spirit Bomb on her. There we go, we got her. Okay, nice. Yeah. She does a lot of damage. Like she's like one of the other characters that can like take you out pretty quickly. And in her stage fight, there's like a constant wind pushing you over to the left. Like if you kind of notice the visuals there, you might see leaves like kind of like going over towards the left. But yeah, that's basically the whole stage gimmick, which makes it a little bit hard. Also, check this out. This is probably like my favorite portion of the game. I just absolutely love this visual. It's super stunning. And also another reason why this game is such a beloved game to me and like to those who have played it. Like if anyone might like check out Steam and whatnot, you'll see like there's a lot of like extremely negative reviews, but it's not for the game itself, but it's rather for the fact that it's been in early access for such a long time. And I understand that, but like just look at this, man. This is some good shit right here. It's some quality stuff. Well, so here is a little bit of so that gap right there you see, it's a teleport point. You don't want to get into it. You want to wait for Murasa here. Murasa's gonna come by. She's the one who's gonna give us a ride up to the heavens. And we're just gonna mention her. It's like, have you seen a Celestial on like a really arrogant Celestial? And that's how you know we're gonna fight. There's someone in the heavens that we're gonna fight. So she's gonna give us a ride. She's about to take off here. So the sudden force kind of just launches it backwards, and so we're gonna hang on to Murasa for dear life, because oh no, what would happen to me if I were to fall off this boat? Okay, so we reached Tenchi here. Tenchi is the reason all this rain is happening. She thought we were having too much fun, as well, like just like Yugi did, and she's like, "You're having too much fun without me. I ain't having that shit." So I'm gonna rain on y'all's parade, and because of that, she's gonna get beat up for it. But Tenchi does also, she's just like Iku, she does a lot of damage. And in Tenchi's case, she cannot be stunned. Oh, she cannot be staggered. There you go. This is quite a bit of a... This is about like a 3-phase fight. This is the first portion right here. Okay, so she's gonna summon her, she'll bring out her Sword of Hiso. She's gonna cut through the ship. Oh my gosh, Murasa lent us. She didn't exactly lend us her ship, but poor Murasa. Her ship is gone. So Tenchi moves relative to your position, so which is why I'm not chasing her down. I want to be a little bit careful here because the game could soft lock me here. Which again, I'm not chasing her down because she moves around like relative to your position. You don't want to fly up towards her. You want to just kind of let her do her thing and chase her when she's down. So here's when you actually can finally chase her down a little bit. She'll just move like in a designated area here. I just want to be careful here. Again, it's a visually pleasing fight here. And you see that her name changed from Tenchi Hinanai to Tenchi Hinanai, the Celestial Nuisance, because she's like the bratty character. She's like really full of herself. Her head is sky high. Hey, there you go. Here's a little bit of a waiting section. It might take a minute. Please wait. Wait warmly. Go out, drink some coffee, drink some juice, or cheers. Drink that booze for the booze cruise %. Just gonna wait a little bit. We're getting to our final portion of the fight, so time for this should be coming up pretty shortly. Once I get the final hit on Tenchi here. Yeah, I just want to be a little bit careful here. Her Sword of Hiso does incredible amounts of damage, and I kind of want to just... Oh, goodness gracious. I have no more heals that... Oh my gosh. Oh. I wonder if she's gonna take me out here. Yeah, this is... I'll try to be careful here. There you go, she got me. Yeah. Okay. Alright, we do the fight again. Yeah, that Sword of Hiso does incredible amounts of damage. You didn't probably notice that, like, when she attacked me, my HP just started just tanking like a rock. So. One more hit. There we go. Okay. Poor ship. We get a second chance and we let her down. Sorry, Captain Murasa. Well, don't worry. We'll avenge you. We'll beat up Tenchi for you. We are basically like in the heavens right now. It's just basically where Tenchi resides and where we're fighting her right now. Again, a little bit of the same ordeal here. Kind of wanna... Now we can finally chase her down. Hit her with a... Kind of try to cheese it with like the wheel. I want it to be a little bit flashy, but it didn't really work out for me. So we'll hit her with the old reliable. The old razzle dazzle. There we go. Okay. I got 8 heals. I should be okay now. It's fine. Da, 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 da. And peep music. Music's nice too. It's got pretty cool mixes for this game, especially. So we should head over to the final portion here. Okay, here we go. Her regular attacks do a bit of damage too, but it's only when she brings out the Sword of Hiso that I really want to be careful here. Do a little bit of a cheese wheel strat. Keep an eye on my HP. Yeah, a little bit dangerously low there. It's in order to do the like little levitating attack like I'm doing right now. It actually happens to be. Oh, there she goes. I wonder if I can do a little bit of a spirit bomb here. Oh, I got her. Okay, time. Yeah. All right. Nice. Beautiful. Okay. Yeah. I think I try to drag it out a little bit as much as I can. So I want to show this. This is kind of like what makes the game It's again. I'd like to mention that the game is a very, very beautiful game. It's such a lovely game. You have all the Tohos that we have invited over to the shrine. We have Chirno here. We have the strongest Chirno. We have Yugi. We have Parsi. We have Yamame, Rumia. You have Momiji, Nitori. She sets up a shop here that you can buy fireworks. I'm assuming that these fireworks are something you could kind of just, I guess, effect for these, but I'm not sure because you never get enough money to buy anything. Nitori, Kisume. I have Marisa with the big hat. Reimu. I have Orin, forma de gato. I have Oku. And you have Koishi hiding out behind here. Yeah, and that basically concludes Gensokyo Night Festival. It's again, it's available on Steam. This beta version that you just saw, it's there on the about page if anyone does decide to check it out. If not, just play through the first or second chapter. But again, it's been in early access for quite a long time, and the dev is it's been a while since it's just been a while. So but the copium I'm on is extremely strong. So I hope to see something more of this game in the future. So yeah, I guess but yes, thank you for having me and letting me showcase this game. I love this game so much, and I really appreciate allowing me to show the game as a showcase.
Yeah, thank you so much for running it, and yeah, everybody in chat, go support the devs, and go check out Redsflame's channel, and yeah, any other routes?
No, that's about it. Hopefully everyone has a good rest of the Fangame Marathon, and just take it easy.
Alright, banger. Thank you so much.